Hello, welcome to this new episode of Far From Home, a talk with a friend abroad. I'm really happy this Wednesday to have a friend here as my guest, Matteo, from not my hometown,
Really?
but really close, Tradate, Italy. And now he's living in Bahrain. Welcome, Matteo, and thank you for being our guest.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
I will ask you, I will go like straight away to the first question. And that is actually if you can share a little bit of your story, how you ended up in Bahrain. You have a really interesting story. If people have like read your bio, they already know something. You are a chef, so please share something about your story, how you ended up there and what you did before. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a long story. I try to make it short. Uh, it's all about my job and my passion. I study actually in culinary school in Varese, and my passion actually brought me around the world. All starts there in Varese, and already I come from a family that is in somehow relegated to the food, as they have as is family, old family of butcher. So I always growing with the food around of me,
Right.
So it's always like, yeah, this is your future. And then nothing. I started the culinary school, and I worked for a couple of years in Italy, and I make a lot of stage during the summer. And the same time during the school, I was helping also the business of my family. So I was technically working and studying at the same time.
Yeah.
And I had the great opportunity after a couple of years. I finished my schools and I have my diploma. I have the opportunity to move to Switzerland. Okay, first in a hotel and after in a restaurant in Ticino, where I stay actually around 4 years, 4 years and a half. And there actually, by casualty, it's come the opportunity to have the first challenge of my life. That was to move to Greece, in Crete, for a hotel company, a good company actually, Greek good company in Crete, and have my first challenge to be a chef. So was quite scary. I was shaking, and I was really I was afraid, actually, really afraid, because it was the age. I was really young, 22 years old, and moving over there, I was like, really. If I think it right now, I still shaking a little bit. That's what I did. But anyway, I moved over there, and I stay on that company for 3 years. And I need to say that was really interesting, because it was my first time outside, actually, of Italy. Because okay, before I was in Switzerland, but still the language was Italian, was okay, was fine. I mean, it's like to stay at least at home, same. But there in Greece was really different. Was, first of all, the big challenge was the language, as I was not good at the school. I tell you straight away, my English was not good at all. So I tried just only to manage. Okay, and I have to manage exactly this restaurant. There was a brand new restaurant in the hotel, Italian restaurant, and was really successful at the end, because for stay there 3 seasons and have repeated guests that come in on the hotel just only for that restaurant was also. But yeah, I think that one was actually the start, okay, of my career, actually. And there actually I even learning how much is important to travel, and when you travel to meet other culture and other typing of foods, or really totally another world, okay, outside of my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
After that, let's say, again, by the case, okay, of the life, I met this guy that was working for the cruise ship. Okay, it was one corporate, and he was like, why you don't join on the cruise ship, as you like to
Well,
travel and all of that. And I was thinking, like, okay, I'm still young, and why not go around the world, no? Make more intensive my life, okay, and go around the world and see more things. And I did it. I did it two contracts. That was 6 months and 6 months on board of two different ship. And technically, I go around of all Caribbean island almost, some Central American states, United States too, and all Mediterranean area. So that one was actually our trip. And I need to say that it was really, really interesting, really, really hard. And yeah, it was so intensive because, yeah, there exactly you go, you met people from all part of the world, because cruise was a princess cruise, so technically it's a worldwide well-known company. And really such a good experience, personal experience, even as a cook, maybe not, because there my personal opinion was more quantity than quality.
Mm-hmm.
But as a personal experience was amazing, because you see different island every day. And plus, I was so lucky that I was working in the night, so during the day I can go around of the island. And that was really amazing, because uh, as a cook and as I'm curious, I was going to the market to see what kind of fish they have over there, which kind of fruit, that was totally different than what we had, what we have right now, even in Europe. So it was like really, really an interesting things. And even there, I start to get an influence from the Caribbean island, how they cook over there, and the tasty, the spicy. And that was really good. But same time, even when when I was in Europe, was amazing, because you're going in such a good place, as example Istanbul, where you go into the bazaar, the Grand Bazaar in Istanbul, where you have thousands of spices. There actually was different spices from Asia and different kind of flavor. And there was my dream, actually, was my Disneyland, technically.
Yes, exactly. It was Disneyland for you.
It's Disneyland. It was Disneyland, definitely. And yeah, but not only that one. I mean, I was even in Barcelona, where there is the Mercado, that is also another beautiful place. But even the same when you go in another place, Venice or whatever, Athens, is also, that one was awesome. So I was all around over there. But yeah, I make two contracts, and after I realized that, yeah, it was good, but not good as much I want. So I want something more. And I have, again, this opportunity to join in Bahrain. That technically before was, I know Bahrain only because it was the Formula One, and that's it. I don't know nothing about that. I don't even know exactly where exactly was. And yeah, and as I always said, and I actually describe myself, I am a chef with a suitcase. Okay, so I take my suitcase, I say to my mother, okay, I go to Bahrain, I have this contract for 2 years, they ask me to open this hotel, so going over there, try the likeness, and if it doesn't work, I going back and I'm gonna find something else. So I joined here in Bahrain almost 7 years ago, with the idea to stay here only 2 years, okay, for this hotel. And it's come up, the life that's is such a small island, such a small place, that come up that this opportunity of one life, let's say, the opportunity of one life that coming once there, and you need to take a decision immediately, and you never know. So it was like this VIP private family over here that actually contact me and ask me if I want to join them on them kitchen for cooking for them. And, and I was like, I don't know. Honestly, I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for that, because it's quite a big challenge.
Mm-hmm.
If you're thinking that you need to preparing food for 365 days, okay, yearly, lunch, breakfast, and dinner, and sometimes snacks, plus sometimes party or whatever, it's quite a big challenge,
Mm-hmm.
It's quite different of everything that was done before, right? And I did a lot, because I did restaurant in the hotel, normal restaurant, catering, sheep.
Tourist ship.
This one was another one. So I was like, you know, Matteo, why not? Take it, take it. Why not? Why not?
Give it a shot.
So you don't have nothing to lose. And it's well. I mean, if it's still here since after 6 years now,
Exactly.
working for them, and it's really, really actually such a. I'm proud about myself, honestly, definitely for what I'm achieved, and I'm so happy sometimes for the opportunity that the destiny, let's say, gives
Mhm.
me, and is awesome because let's say let's speaking about a little bit of Middle East, right? Middle East is exactly in the middle. Okay, the word is the Middle East, is in the middle. So over here, technically, you have influence from Europe, from Asia, from same Persian area over here, and plus you have also influence from United States and all of these parts. So technically, this island is awesome. Okay, it's not Dubai, maybe. It's maybe keeping more traditional things over here, but the, the amount of food that you can have over here is really, really awesome. I'm really surprised about what I can order over here. I can have fruit from Mexico. I can have fruit from China without any problem. Something really, really amazing. And that one can help me to develop my skills and have actually an influence of other culture and other cuisine that technically when 7 years ago when I arrived over here I don't know nothing about. Plus let's say that my colleagues is coming, most of them is coming from India, so I have a lot influence from India right now. That is this amazing culture, amazing spicy and food and all of that one. And plus some of my colleagues is also from Australia, so it's Asian, pure Asian taste, and they actually I learning from them actually how to cook Asian food. So it's I'm really really happy about now because I was like to going on the school again, you know, and it's quite difficult because I had when I joined I had almost 30 years old, around 30 years old, join over here and realize that okay, you know something about Greek food and Mediterranean food, but I don't know nothing about the rest of the world. It was like open a box and look at outside there, all of these kind of things, and I was like a guy's really again in a Disneyland world, no, you know, going over there, try different things.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I can
also
see, I
such a
can,
good idea,
I think
such a good.
we can really see the passion through the screen because you're really like passionate about what you're just describing. I think we can touch the passion through the screen also. It's amazing.
If you say that, yeah. No, but it's okay. It's such a, you know, it's I'm so lucky that actually I change the words from work that always is like heavy words, no? Like you said, every I go to work to like I'm going to my passion. I'm going to do something that I like it, right? It's still a challenge, okay? Because you're still working a lot of hours and still ask you from your personal life more and more. So it's asking you to stay abroad for a long period. He asks you exactly to, sometimes he's also asking to us to travel with the members of this family. So you stay maybe a month abroad in another country in Europe or on the yacht or whatever. And it's really, really a challenge, right? Physically, mentally, and all of that one. But the basic things is like you have that one that you can travel, you can discover new things. You need to be curious. No, I'm curious to travel, to taste, and all of that one. And I have the great opportunity, especially with this family, to meet even other chefs worldwide well knows, and really and try them food. And this is like really, oh, for me it's like a gift actually. It's really a gift. It's my dream actually. It's a dream that come true actually. I cannot be more happy than right now.
That's amazing. I'm really like happy to like see and listen to you say this again. We came to Bahrain, we visited you, so we also we have like the proof that is actually just as you describe, and is also an interesting place like the Middle East. It's not Dubai, it's not Abu Dhabi, but it's extremely interesting, right in the middle with a lot of opportunities. I think it's interesting what you mentioned, that you were visiting the markets in all the places that you were, because food culture is extremely important also to understand a culture sometimes. And I wanted also to ask you, now you can say that your cuisine is international, so you have like integrated different elements of different cuisine, or you're still a traditional one, or depending on the
Yeah,
day.
no, no, definitely, definitely. Now I know much better some different cuisine. Example, Indian cuisine, uh, Asian, and but even Mexican cuisine or whatever. I'm Let's say that now I know. I don't know exactly pure. I mean, 100%, because that one is really hard and gonna really take time to learn it. But let's say that yeah, I'm feeling right now not anymore as Italian chef, but more as an international chef, if you want to consider it that an international chef. And yeah, definitely I consider it that one. And but still, uh, I take with myself, actually, I always remind what one chef on one my previous stage when I was young in the school in the summer, she told me. She was an old woman, okay, in Italy, and she always told me, Matteo, you need to be as a sponge, okay, absorbing as much you can, okay. And another thing that always she told me was like, I don't want to die because I learning something every day. Every day I learning something more. And she was like amazing, really. And you know, some words that actually remind is always on my mind, no, when you are working, like, Matteo, be a sponge. uh,
Yes,
Take it
more receptive.
from everyone, learning from the mother of someone, or from even your guy that is working under you or whatever, learning how they manage that food or whatever, because it's something that is always can help you and develop yourself and the
Yes,
culture and all of that one. So
yeah,
that
that's
one
true.
is even that one is actually is the good part.
Yeah, I totally agree. I love it, like being like a sponge. I think yes, it's really, if you manage to be, it's really a gift, because as you mentioned, you can take from everyone. This is like when I started global mindset development, for me was that you have to be open, because then you can enjoy and enrich yourself through the diversity that is coming to you, or you just
Definitely,
meeting.
with the food is also like that one. I mean, I can understand you can find some food that you don't like, okay, because the taste is not your taste or whatever. There is also true that at some taste you need to adapt in your mouth, okay, your taste slowly. You cannot, bam, from one day to another day like it. So it's just only going um, it's like going slowly, and you need to learn, you know, how to cook on it or how to taste it or whatever. But still actually amazing, some of the food or some of the taste that come in and whatever. And when you taste some curry example, in India, I don't know how many different kind of curry they have, and all curry is different because all require different things. And trust me, a curry recipe is not more complicated than a recipe of the most famous chef in France. I mean, it's really complicated. It's quite interesting also to learn in all of these kind of things. So it's really amazing, actually.
Yeah. Now I have a question that maybe is a difficult one, but I wanted to ask you anyway. And also because like Malta is a touristic destination. So sometimes when I ask my friends working in the tourist sector, who is the most difficult client? Some of them, if they are used to people from Scandinavia, they say the Italians, because the Italians, they always complain. So I will ask the same question to you. In your experience, like on the cruise ship or in Greece, who is the most difficult clients, and why? Maybe you need to adapt more
Mm.
in terms of like culture, or in terms of your mindset, or your skills.
Yeah, okay. Let's start to say like this one. Uh, there depend about people, okay? First of all, depend about the person, okay? Yeah, because there is a lot of person that travel going going in the restaurant or going on the hotel and pretending to eat as I eat at home. So
Yeah.
that one is not possible, okay? And most of the, let's say it's just, yeah, it's a most the person. When you travel, you need to be open mind, right? You travel, you going for your vacation, for your holiday, just open your mind, switch off your mode, home mode, open your vacation mode and absorbing, not trying something different. Maybe, exactly as I told you before, maybe you don't like it, but at least you tried it, right? So apart that one, the one very actually that was a difficult for me to work when I was in last year in Greece. We had actually tourists from Israel, okay, that was the kosher,
Mm-hmm.
okay. There actually for me was really hard because as I told you, you going in another country, you cannot pretending to shipping your food
Mm-hmm.
to that hotel, okay, and pretending that food to get it. Okay, I understand it's a kind of a religion that you have a problem,
Yes.
but it's really actually making difficult,
Mm-hmm.
okay, especially for not only for us that we was in the kitchen, okay, because we have this pre-box already cooked. You need just only to read it, but you cannot even check in the taste or whatever because it was all packaging, and you cannot use nothing actually to try it. And I mean,
Yeah.
if you want travel, you need to travel with open mind. If you travel with that mind to, okay, I'm going to another location, I change the location, but I don't change my food,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to change my food for my religion or for something like this one. I think that that one was not working very, I mean, it's not working for me very well.
Mm-hmm.
And that one was actually the main problem that we have also because the the, the the problem, the challenge was like, we are a chef, we are there to cooking, okay, we are not there, yeah, also to eating your food if you want.
Mm-hmm.
So we are flexible, but we had actually always a person in the kitchen and checking us that we was not using any kind of contamination from outside or whatever because of this kind of
Yeah,
thing. So
that is great for religion.
yeah, that one was really I mean, was really hard for us, and for me was one of the most challenge actually to have it because it was like really it was difficult
Mm-hmm.
and was totally, for my mind, was not acceptable to have these kind of things, right? Because it's like, so why you come over here, why you going to vacation? I mean, definitely in Israel there is also a nice sea. Okay, Tel Aviv is quite good. What I heard it from them or whatever. So why you want moving from Tel Aviv and going to Crete and have beautiful sea also over there, but you don't want to change your style of food
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. There is not actually for me was totally useless to do it something like that. But it's okay. That one was the most difficult actually. Um, Person, and the reason was the religion was not because them or whatever, it just only was the religion problem,
I think that
something that actually I never had.
mm-hmm.
I never had with other religion. I work with Orthodox, I work with the Protestant, I work with Catholics, and I work with even a Muslim right now. And that one is okay. You adapting your cuisine, you
Mm-hmm.
adapt it because, for example, for Muslim, or you don't use in alcohol, so
Mm-hmm.
you adapting, and you can even cook without alcohol. It's not a big problem actually.
Yes. No, I think that that is interesting because like religion and food, there are a lot of restrictions in religions
Yeah.
linked to food, and this is I think your example was one of the most extreme. So and we know there are like a Jewish community that they need to have everything that isn't, they need to be not contaminated, and so this implies a lot for like canteen or restaurants. And but on a smaller scale, we have also some challenges even in now the Italian school or the Italian hospitals, or in the way you need to adapt food for like religious restrictions, or also now for like health restrictions. So I think food is extremely interesting, and food across cultures and religion is something you really have to consider, adapt, and then,
Yeah.
as you mentioned before, if you travel on holiday, you should also be able to do it with an open-minded, and that is but of course, if you have to follow some like religious principle, you have to be
Yeah,
able to exactly to do it.
it's always example the things that I saw it in Greece when I was in Greece was exactly during the economic crisis. Okay, so the hotel was changing from food and from normal hotel in all-inclusive hotel. So they was trying to keep in the guest inside in the hotel 24 hours. That's honestly, for me, it's quite not exactly the idea, okay, of getting your vacation. I mean, you work in on your country, in your home, okay, for more almost 12 months per year, right? And you actually like engage, you know, so because you are always there, house, work, or whatever, in that strict area. So you have the opportunity to go abroad, going in a beautiful hotels. Why you won't spend 15 days just there? I mean, yeah, it's like, don't go out. There is a lot of beautiful, was in Greece was a lot of beautiful restaurant, taverna they call over there, you know, where you eat fish that is fishing from just the fishermen that come over there, or on the mountain or whatever. So why don't go over there and try it, no? So at least once or whatever, just only get out and looking for that. One was the things that actually was like, oh, okay, but everyone have a different
Idea.
opinion of the vacation. So
Good. Now, I think you already mentioned a little bit, and we're almost at the end of our talk. So then COVID came, and you actually also you weren't able to like come back to see your family since February, but I think before. And how was there for you personally and professionally, and how did you cope with that? So what did you find useful for yourself to I think for sure your passion for what you are doing, because otherwise probably it would have been a nightmare.
yeah,
But is there anything that you find that was useful for you in this month?
yeah. Let's say that okay. At the moment is the most long period that I don't come back at home. So normally, at least after 12 months or 13 months every year, at least 1 month at home or a couple of days at home, I was always there. So now it's already almost 19 months without go home. And yeah, I mean, it's quite sad. I cannot say. I mean, home is always home. Okay, your family is over there, and of course, plus my parents are not old, but it's not quite good age, let's say. Otherwise, and you know, it's quite hard. You know, it's quite hard because yeah, it's missing. You know, the free time. Okay, because over here, my job is quite, you need to be concentrated, you need to be available 24 hours per day, or at least let's say 14 hours per day. And yeah, you have 1 day off, that is fine, but you know, you need also some time to
The free time.
unplug it. Okay, unplug it. And so it's difficult, it's really difficult, I cannot lie on that one. But okay, still um, we face at the moment also a difficulty because we are actually a big kitchen with a big staff, and is missing a lot of staff that went to vacation in January and doesn't come back yet. So we are short on the on staff, so we make a lot of hours at the moment. We are quite busy. Okay, because I got it affected of this virus, but everyone gets it affected, even my guest, definitely. So it's difficult. It's difficult, and the only things that at the moment keep me going is still, yeah, my passion. So I still focus, okay, to try to find a new idea. So reading books, watching a lot of documentary about food or whatever, trying to look in as much I can to have, even because now the food also over here is not always all available. So you need also to try to creating something with the food that you have, okay? Thinking about, I mean, during this summer period, I was like, okay, vegetable technically over here is not so, is imported because nothing is growing here apart one farm in the middle of the desert that creating vegetable, okay? They were growing vegetable. So I was like, okay, so what the land give me over here? And lucky that on my experience, I have a little bit of Mexican food, okay? So I was like, I discovered that nopales, that's a kind of cactus, is edible. So I was like, okay, challenge yourself, start to cook nopales, okay? And I find out that is a very healthy vegetable. Here is more than available,
Yes,
okay? Because the
everywhere.
cactus over here growing really everywhere. And so, you know, I just only refresh my mind and I started working on that, and plus some food, local food over here. So I was, you know, trying to let it pass the time like this one,
Yeah, it was
and
really,
try to look in the end of the tunnel.
yes. Yeah, let's hope it will end soon. And thank you. I think it was amazing. Thank you for sharing. And now there is, I think, the part our friends are looking for. So the message to your country or your friends, your family in your language. So I think you are going to say something in Italian.
Look, yeah. Okay, now I switch off the English mode. Wait. That is so difficult now, because now it's so long time that I speak English that, trust me, sometimes it's difficult for me to speak back Italian. So, because it's so
I know.
difficult, right?
Now that I'm in
Very
Italy for a
difficult.
few days, and I think I don't have the words in Italian, and I have it in English. So, but I don't want to use English words because then it seems then I pretend to be.
Yeah. No, no, it's okay. Switch off,
Prova.
Matteo. Ok.
Vai, Matteo.
No, è il fatto che sicuramente tornerò presto, torno sicuramente in Italia, perché ho molti amici sicuramente che mi stanno aspettando e sono veramente, devo ringraziare i miei amici, sicuramente, devo ringraziare i miei genitori e tutte quelle persone che comunque sanno che in questo momento è un momento difficile qui, è un momento difficile anche per me, e anche solo con un messaggio stupido o che altro ti fanno venire un attimino il sorriso, no? O magari una fotografia di casa, ecco, ti fanno venire il sorriso, ti fanno andare avanti, ti fanno comunque, non che io mi senta solo, però ti fanno sentire che comunque c'è qualcuno a casa che ti sta aspettando.
Sì.
Quello è veramente una cosa che ringrazio tantissimo WhatsApp e la tecnologia oggi che ci permette di fare questa cosa. E,
E sei
e
pure
sì,
stato senza
quindi
internet 2 mesi, quindi sì.
sì, sono stato anche senza internet 2 mesi, era come, vabbè, però sai, cioè, se comunque in qualche
Sì.
modo una soluzione si trova. Però ecco, eh, manca casa, manca tantissimo casa, manca tantissimo, manca tanto. Però dai, siamo qua,
Mhm.
casa comunque so che sono sempre lì, i miei amici saranno sempre lì, quindi va bene così. Quando torno poi ci troviamo tutti, facciamo una bella festa.
Esatto, un bel barbecue.
Ma sì, che poi quando torno riprendiamo tutto. No.
No, no, davvero,
Sì.
complimenti per tutto e appunto penso che mi metto tra i tuoi amici e ti stimiamo tanto, ti supportiamo tanto e speriamo davvero che tu riesca a tornare presto e anche appunto a rilassarti un po'. E, now I switched to English. So thank you again for being with us. I think it was amazing. And if people want to follow you on Instagram and Facebook and learn from
Yeah,
you and
if you
your
want.
our international food culture and your experience, no, I think really it's a great experience and worthy to share. So thank you again and take care.
Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you for all that are following us. Bye bye.
Thank you.